Tonight for homework, your student will have to solve some two-step story problems. In their notebooks, we have gone over the 5 steps to do when you do a story problem. So the first step is to understand what do you know and what is the question asking. So the story problem says 3rd grade is trying to collect 1,000 box tops this year. Mrs. Risley's class has collected 258 box tops, and Miss Maxfield's class has collected 393 box tops. How many more box tops are needed to reach their goal? So the first thing is, what do we know? We know that they're trying to collect 1,000. We know that Mrs. Risley has 258. And we know that Miss Maxfield has more. She has 393. So now we have to decide, what is the question asking? And we have spent a lot of time this year talking about key phrases that will let us know whether you add or subtract. And I see one of those key phrases in the question, and that is how many more. And when I see how many more, I know that I will need to eventually subtract. So I know that I need to subtract 258 from 1,000 and 393 from 1,000. I personally prefer to add than subtract multiple times. So the first thing I'm going to do, my plan, step 3, is to add up 258 plus 393. That will tell me the total number of box tops that we have collected thus far. So 8 plus 3 is 11. I'm going to regroup the 10. I'm going to do 9 plus 1 is 10. That gives me a combo of 10. Plus 5 more is 15. I'm going to regroup that 10. I know 2 plus 1 is 3, and 3 plus 3 is a double, so I know that is 6. So I know that so far we have collected 651 box tops. But my question is asking how many more. So I need to subtract 651 from our goal, which is 1,000. Now this can be very tricky for the kids when there's zeros up on top. Sometimes they just subtract from the bottom and put down a 1, a 5, and a 6. But we know that's not correct because we have been told if there's more on the floor, we have to go next door. So I need to look, and I have more on the floor, so I'm going to go next door. However, I have a 0 in the tens place and a 0 in the hundreds place. What I would recommend is, instead of doing a whole bunch of crossing out, look at this as 100. If I just take 110 away from 100, that would give me 99. Then I'm going to add that 10 to the ones place. So 10 minus 1 is 9, 9 minus 5 is 4, and 9 minus 6 is 3. On step 3 over here, it does say to circle your answer and label it. So I know that we were talking about box tops, so I'm going to make sure I have my label, and I'm going to circle it. Because I have done so much math so far, I want to make sure the teacher knows what the answer is. Now I'm ready for step 4, and I need to double check my answer. So I'm going to double check my answer by taking 349. I'm going to add it to 651. And if I'm correct, I will get 1,000. So let's see. 9 plus 1 is 10. I'm going to regroup. I know 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 plus 5 is 10. I'm going to regroup. 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 1 more. So my 1,000 does match what I started with. But I also want to do step 5 and see, does this make sense? So if I had 1,000 and I took about 200 away, that would give me about 800. And then if I took another almost 400 away, that would give me about 400. So it seems about 359 would make sense. I have a smaller number than what I started out with, and I know I was subtracting. So I should have a smaller number than I started out with, which I do. So we expect the kids tonight to go through their 5-step process when solving 2-step problems. Good luck on your homework.